Hey, it's Kevin Twitch here, and welcome back to the pasthisprime YouTube channel, and welcome to another update video. So just a reminder, the purpose of these update videos is not only to obviously keep you informed of what's going on and what's in my head and what I'm thinking of doing on the channel, but I'm also doing it in video form because sometimes people prefer to watch videos than read, but also because the way YouTube is structured, if you're a small channel like mine, you don't get access to a community tab or anything like that, not until you hit a certain level. So I don't really have a way of informing you, the viewer, of what I'm doing or what my thoughts are or anything else, unless I just put them in random games, which you may not pick up. So if you are watching this video, thank you for putting up with me just talking here, doing an update. Hopefully it's going to give you some useful updates, information, and just not necessarily be entertaining, but be watchable enough that you know what's going on. That's the whole point. Okay, so what's happening on the channel right now? So obviously I'm just sticking with the same sort of theme as usual. I'm playing the games that I want to play, but I'm happy to obviously stop playing certain games on the channel if you're not liking them. I also am happy to play games, as long as I enjoy them, that you recommend. So please do feel free to put suggestions in any of the comments under any of the videos. I do read all the comments, so and I try to answer all of them as soon as I can if possible, but it all goes in, even if I don't necessarily take your suggestions on board straight away. Sometimes it's just a matter of me actually finding time to get the game, get the money to buy the game if I don't already own it, fit it into the schedule that I've got, or sometimes it's just not a game that gels with me and I just, it may be a good game, but it just may not be my style, so I may not pick it up. Just depends, but put all the suggestions in because I'm always looking for games, definitely. So just recently I finished off the XCOM Chimera squad video. As you would have noticed, I rushed through it a bit at the end there, and I rushed through the release, just throwing it in random spots on the channel, not in a set pattern. Started off in a set pattern, but from what I could tell, the view count was pretty low. It didn't seem like it was of interest to anybody, but I was still interested in finishing the game. I'd got so far through with the recordings that I thought I may as well finish recording it, just chuck it up. Anybody wants to watch it, it's there. So we finished that. The run's gone through on YouTube, so all the videos are there. It's all completed. I still enjoyed the game. Got a little bit grindy at the end. I think it dragged out a bit, to be honest. I think they could have made it a bit shorter. I know everyone wants long games sometimes and things like that, but I just find long games boring if they get to the point where there's just no point being long. They're just long for the sake of being long. And I just felt that was starting to get to that point with XCOM Chimera there. Obviously it was a lot different to the original XCOMs. It still had the same style a little bit, but there was a few things there that I didn't like, some things I did like, that sort of stuff. But we got through it anyway, and it's put to bed now, so you don't need to worry about any more content from that one. Now on that, I did ask several times of whether anybody wanted to see the Bureau XCOM Declassified or something, I think it was called. I did actually have that plugin. I think I got it on sale, hadn't played it. I'd read mixed reviews saying it was not really XCOM, it was totally different and all that sort of stuff, but I was still intrigued to give it a shot. And I didn't hear any back from anybody, so I thought, well, I'll record an episode and we'll see how we go. I started recording the episode, I played it, and I decided during that I deleted the video and I wasn't going to record anymore. And I was still going to continue to play the game, but I wasn't going to record it because to me, it was not XCOM whatsoever. It was just a totally different game with not even, it just didn't even feel the same. The battle sequence was not even the same. Nothing was the same. It just was not XCOM. And to be honest with you, I didn't even know if I was going to continue playing it or like it. I had no idea because it just didn't feel right. I wasn't really gelling with it, but I was going to persist because I was interested in the story and all that sort of stuff. but I decided not to record on the channel, and that's my stance still. I'm not recording on the channel. Now, saying that though, I continued to play it, and then I got to a point where I was in an elevator, and every time I go up the elevator, the game crashed. I couldn't play it anymore. I could have probably done some research, I could have tried to solve the problem, but I didn't like the game enough that the crash just made the decision for me. I took it as fate, and I just went, no, that's it, deleted the game. So I won't be playing the Bureau at all, even myself, and that's it. So that, unless they release a new game, that is the end of XCOM for forever, I guess, unless they release new XCOMs. Okay, Dyson Sphere. So Dyson Sphere, I really enjoyed Dyson Sphere. I did, and I still do. I'm not playing it at the moment because, you know, I needed a bit of a break from it. Got to the point where, again, I'd run out of things to do, to be honest, and it was sort of like doing the same thing over and over again. I did think that I could start the game, like a brand new game from the start, but I wasn't sure if I was ready to go through that tediousness of the start. Not tedious, I mean, it's hard to say that, but that grind at the start to get up to a certain level and that sort of thing. Now, I am prepared to do a playthrough from start again, but I thought, well, we're still in early release right now, and I thought that to me is something that I probably should hold out until the final release, because there could be massive changes coming, I don't know. And I would hate to get to the point where I do another playthrough on early release and then find there's so much more changes and so much more content, story, whatever it is, enemies, whatever they do, and then I want to start again anyway. So I thought, well, let's just give it a rest and see what updates come out, and you know, if there's something really, I think, valuable, I'll do a recording. Now, they have released an update with the blueprints. I didn't do a recording of that yet, and I'm thinking of not doing a recording, to be honest. I'm sort of holding out with the blueprints because they are doing lots and lots of updates, finding lots of fixes and sort of that. So I didn't want to jump the gun with it either, because I think it was more of them still testing it and seeing what people thought. It's a great concept, it really is. I think I like it, but in a way I also think that it's gonna make it a lot easier for people to just breeze through the game to the end. I do like the way that they added the research levels in. So I actually went into the game, and there's a whole new category for research. Because I've got everything set up anyway, I just researched all the way through to the end. So, you know, if you're starting a new game, you can't do huge blueprints from day one. You do have to go through the research steps. So I like the way they did that, in that even though they're giving you blueprints, they still hinder you a little bit. So they still make you have to work for those blueprints, which is good. But there's plenty of other people on YouTube that have already done run-throughs of the blueprints and stuff like that, and I thought, I'm not sure anybody really wants to see me do a video specifically on blueprints. I'm not somebody that is an expert builder. I don't be very particular about the way I build. I'm very random with it to a point. So my style of blueprints would be probably just copying somebody else anyway. So it's sort of like, well, it's not something that I think that I would add any real great value to at this stage. So that's why I haven't done a recording of that, if you're interested. Okay, Shield Wall. I mentioned in a video, I think somewhere, that I was tempted to go back and play Shield Wall again. I hadn't played it for a while. I wanted to get back into it. They'd done a few updates, and I thought, yeah, okay, maybe they've improved a few things and I'll actually enjoy it again and get back into it. So I actually did that, and I started to record it, and you haven't seen it on YouTube because I deleted the recording. I'm still on the level with the stupid catapults. And again, they haven't done enough to the catapults to make me want to play it. They made some changes. They supposedly made the catapults less accurate, all that sort of stuff. But the level that I'm on, and I don't know if it continues on with more levels, it still just frustrates me. I hate it. I don't know why, I just do. I absolutely love this game, I did. I loved the way it was at the start. I thought when they were releasing catapults, it was a great idea. I thought, oh, that is going to be really interesting, until I faced them. And then as soon as I faced them, I just went, no, I can't do this. I hate it. I tried. I sat there and I played for a couple of hours trying this level, and I just rage quit, basically. I hated it. I just went, no, I've got better things to do with my time than this. It is not worth it. You can't use any, well, for me, there's no tactics. All you're doing is running from flag to flag, to flag to flag, to flag to flag, trying to not get hit by a catapult, trying to beat off the other people stealing your flag. You can't get to their bases. You can't protect your base. You can't do anything but run from flag to flag. And I just found that so tedious and boring. And if that continues on through the other levels, I'm not going to do it. So unfortunately, at this stage, unless something significant happens, Shield Wall is also not coming back for the foreseeable future. Okay, so all you people out there that like the VR content, I am still keen to continue to do more VR content. Some of it is hard to do. Some of it, there seems to be a bit of a lull at the moment in the games, and I'm finding playing my normal PC games more interesting than doing VR. Obviously, one of the highlights that I have on my channel that I enjoy is Eternal Starlight, and I am continue to play that. I sort of come in and out of the game because it is a permadeath type thing, which I don't actually like. I need to have breaks from it because I find restarting over and over again very annoying and very tedious for me. It's just not something I like to do. I've never been someone that likes to just keep starting from the start, dying. I don't like that. Okay, I never have. So I need breaks in between, and that's what I end up doing when I sort of die. I go off, have a break, come back later. On top of that, it got to the point where I feel that even for you as a follower, viewer, that the content for Eternal Starlight is going to get a bit tedious because, again, it's just me repeating over and over again. So I sort of thought the other day that what I'll do is I'm probably going to pick and choose content from Eternal Starlight to put on. So it's going to be more about me picking out interesting stuff that I haven't done on the channel before. So if I get to a new level, if I get to a new part or whatever it is, so I'll sort of record everything and then just only edit and upload stuff that I think I haven't done before. It's interesting. You might get something out of it. So that's probably what it is. So obviously the content is going to cut back because Eternal Starlight itself is not a huge game. And if I keep continuing to a certain part and can't get any further, then it's not really going to give any new content. So I'm going to try and put what I can up, but it needs to be something that I feel is sort of new, something that I haven't done over and over again. Now, the other VR game I love is Demeo, but another one is one that frustrates me in the fact that they don't have a save function. I play it purely in single player mode, and the fact that I don't have a single save function has sort of turned me off the game. I don't have the time to invest in that, and I don't want to commit to playing a campaign that I can't finish and I have to drop out. So I'm desperately hoping that they're going to hurry up and create a save function, just even for single player. I don't know why they won't do it. Eternal Starlight has a save function, and Eternal Starlight is a single one-person band developer. I don't know why Demeo can't at least have a save function for the single player mode, you know. Now, if they do come out with that, then I'd be on board to create more content, you know, because I can do one level at a time each night, whatever it is, you know, of a campaign. But that's where I'm at the moment. I enjoy the game, but I just can't find the time to commit to that length of gameplay in one shot. Plus, I don't have stuff, accessories, etc. for my VR. So I've had numerous times there where my headset's basically been going flat right at the end of the game, and I'm sitting there panicking, don't go flat, or I have to go and quickly grab a cord and plug my headset in while I'm playing, which is very frustrating, you know. They don't have the battery life to play the game that long, so come out with a save function, I'll be adding more content. Till then, I'm sort of reluctant to play, to be honest with you. Okay, so one other VR game I was really excited to get my hands on was Sniper VR. And I started to record it. And I guess I whinged and complained so much through the video I didn't know if it was going to be enjoyable. But fate stepped in, because for some reason things didn't go well and the video didn't record. I had all the audio but no video. So I took that as a sign of, no, I'm not putting this on the channel. And to be honest with you, I even made the decision to get a refund for the game, because I just knew that I was not going to enjoy it. And funnily enough, I'm now playing Sniper Elite 4 on my PC, which I love. Okay, I'm not putting it on the channel because it's just not something that I put on my channel, that sort of gameplay. This is stuff that I just play in my own personal time, it's between videos, etc. But the Sniper VR I just didn't like, okay? The controls didn't work for me. There was numerous things that just I couldn't take, and that's why I just decided to get a refund for the game and just give up with it instead of fighting with it. The fact that the same button was used to grab the bolt to load the gun or hold the gun meant that every time I was trying to hold the gun, I'd end up pulling the bolt out and then I didn't have a bullet loaded, or, you know, the opposite. I'd be wanting to pull the bolt out to load it and I'd be grabbing the gun. I just found it absolutely ridiculous, and just other things about it just didn't work. I don't know if there's something with my eyes, my headset, or whatever else, but I also found it very hard to look down the sights. Okay, so, you know, you put your hands up and you close one eye to look down the sight. That's the only way to get it to work. And half the time I'm having to move it around because it's all going black and everything else. I just could not get it to line up right, where I've got the gun where I think it would be against my eye, pointed at the person I want to shoot and see. And I just found that so frustrating. It just did not work. And like I said, it could be that. Yep. Okay, my suspicion is that the sweet spot in these Oculus Quest 2s is so small that every person has their headset in a different place, sort of on their head, because everyone's eyes are different, their position's different. The sweet spot works differently for everybody, and your eyesight's different. And that, in turn, with what the sensitivity they had on the scope, I just feel did not work, and it was not working for me. I just couldn't do it, I couldn't use it. So those two things for themselves were so frustrating that I just decided I wasn't going to enjoy the game, and I gave up, which is unfortunate because I was really excited for this game. I thought this could be a great game to play VR, being a sniper, but it just didn't work. Now, another thing I just want to mention here is that I'm attempting to obviously play games that I like and that you like watching, that sort of thing, if I can work it out. Now, normally a channel would look at their view count and that sort of thing and determine based on their view count if a game is successful, and whether they continue with it or whether they drop it because it's not helping the channel or that sort of thing. Unfortunately with mine, my numbers are so low at the moment because it's a fairly new channel, that sort of thing, you know, low subscriber, low viewers, that it's very hard to tell between a successful video and a not successful video. So, you know, if you do have opinions on a game saying, look, this game's no good, stop playing it, we don't want to watch it, let me know in the comments, because I need to base it on something. You know, obviously if I don't like a game, I'm just going to drop it and I won't play it ever again. So if you do see a game suddenly stop, then there's a good chance the reason it just stopped was because I stopped playing it. But otherwise I'll persist through games because I'm enjoying them. But it would be good to gauge from people. Now, you know, if the channel gets bigger and that sort of thing, maybe it'll be a lot more obvious to me that there's low view counts on certain videos and those games aren't working well, that sort of thing. So, you know, hopefully I'll improve that over time. But at the moment, the numbers are so close anyway, because I've got such low views to start with, that it's very hard to gauge what is a winner and what isn't a winner. So, you know, there's a few few new games that I've started on the channel. New games to me: Surviving Mars, Surviving the Aftermath, and things like that, which I'm really enjoying playing. So hopefully you're enjoying them as well. You know, I keep looking for new games to add where I can, but obviously I can only play so many games through this schedule. So I'm sort of sitting at about, I think, 4 or 5 games at the most at the moment, because I don't really want to have one game a night, you know, released, because that makes it a week before you see another episode and sort of gets a bit long. Obviously games that have a set length and a set story, like, you know, like with XCOM, that sort of thing, they can just run their period and then finish and disappear and be replaced by another game. Gets a bit harder with games like Gladius, Relics of War, and, you know, Surviving Mars and all that sort of stuff, where they're games that potentially could just never end. You could play them forever. So I'm just gonna have to see how they go, and it'll be a bit like Dyson Sphere, where it gets to the point where, you know, I've ran out of things to do, I'm bored with it or something like that, and you are bored with it and don't want to watch it anymore, then they'll sort of come off and new games will come in. There might be periods of time where I may have to pause a game if something exciting comes out and I want to play it. There's a few games that are going to be coming this year, hopefully, that I'm really interested in. We've got Jurassic World Evolution 2. I will be doing that one. I will be buying that and I will be playing it, definitely. So either that'll fit into the schedule, or I may have to pause something like, I don't know, whatever I determine I think I should pause, like Gladius, Relics of War or something like that. I may pause them to fit this game in for a period of time to play through it. There's some other games that are coming out that I've got a few on my wish list. There's a few dinosaur games in there if you like the dinosaur games. I can't remember what they're called, Prehistoric Kingdom, and there's another one as well. I'm sort of like Death Ground or something. There's a few coming. Don't know when, but I'm looking forward to them. There's a few games for VR that I'm also looking forward to. Lone Echo 2, waiting for that. There's also the Walking Dead Saints and Sinners DLC. I'm looking forward to that when that drops. And another one, which I'm not sure if I'm going to play yet, is Resident Evil 4. I don't really know. For some reason, it's not a game that I either played or got obsessed about. I don't know. I've played some of the Resident Evil games early in my years, but I can't really remember them all. And at this stage, I'm not convinced that it's going to be a great VR game, but we'll see. You know, I may give it a try, and based on how I feel about it, will depend on whether it comes on the channel or not. Now, there's a few games here, just that if you're just curious, there's a few games that I play in my spare time. I don't put them on the channel because I'm not very good at them. It's like first-person shooters, that sort of stuff. You know, as I said, I'm sort of playing through Sniper Elite 4 at the moment, which I bought a long time ago and never finished for some reason. I don't know, I just got sidetracked. So I'm going back to that. I really enjoy that. I played through, just recently played through Bioshock Infinite, because I'd done the other 2 Bioshocks and I just never played Infinite. And I played that, really enjoyed that. That was great. But as I said, I'm not very good at those, so I usually don't play them, you know, on hard or anything like that. Sometimes even play on easy, just so I can enjoy it, just have a bit of fun, get through it, get the story, that sort of stuff. You know, but it's not something I'm going to put on the channel because I don't believe that there's anything in my skills that you'll want to see in those regards. But, you know, they're just something different that I like to play, a bit of downtime, you know, just chill out, kill a few things, that sort of thing. I did get through Doom Eternal, which I hadn't played when it first came out. I got through the main story. Oh my God, I played that on easy and I found that absolutely ridiculously hard. So hard, I can't believe they made that game. On easy level, I found it ridiculously hard. I died that much. It took me so long to get through it. And I have the DLCs for I can't remember what they're called, Ancient Gods or something like that. I haven't played them. I just can't bring myself to it because every level takes me like over 4 hours to play a level. and it just non-stop killing. It's just like, oh my God. And every time I think they've added the hardest creature you could beat, or demon, they add another one that's even harder. Yeah, I just couldn't believe how difficult I was finding Doom Eternal. Now, maybe you guys find it easy, I don't know. You know, I don't think I absolutely suck at FPS, but I just think that game is just so ridiculously hard, even on easy level. It just did my head in. And yeah, it may be something I'll come back later, I don't know, but I just felt I'd had enough of it. It was, you know, so grinding, 4 hours of button mashing, going insane, running around in circles, trying to kill everything and dodge things, and then, you know, you get one demon that you hated fighting, and then it was bad enough fighting one, and then they'd throw two of him at you at the same time, and it was like, oh, I can't take this anymore. That was the sort of point I got to. I just couldn't take it anymore. It was just way too hard and too difficult, so I ended up giving up on the DLCs for now. Whether I come back or not, I don't know, but again, not something I put on the channel, but definitely something I'm playing, or I played. So I'm just catching up on a few games that I've had there, and I enjoy first-person shooters. I'm just not very good at them, so it's just not something, you know, even if I put it on my channel, like even if I said, okay, I'm pretty good at them, it's not something that I can sort of talk through as I play. So, you know, to do the recordings on YouTube, I'm not sure they would work, because it takes so much of my concentration just to play them without talking that I don't know if I could do a video on them. But anyway, if there are any you want to see, you know, let me know. I might think about doing things if they're really interesting in that. I did also play through Titanfall 2, which I thought was a really good single player campaign. I know there's a whole multiplayer thing, but that's not my style. I don't really do the multiplayer type thing. It wasn't a massive single player campaign, but I thought it was really enjoyable, and I thought the length was actually appropriate. And, you know, I got it really cheap on Steam, so, you know, can't complain about that, but that was really enjoyable, that one. I did enjoy that a lot. Okay, so I think that's probably enough of the updates for now. You know, if you do have any suggestions, comments, anything you want to say at all, put it in the comments. I do read all the comments. Seriously, I do read all the comments, and I will answer all the comments that warrant an answer as soon as I possibly can. Now, if you're curious about my statement there where I say I answer all the comments that warrant an answer, that just means that if you or somebody puts a comment in that is just not worthy, doesn't need an answer, is abusive, just states nothing at all, whatever it is, you know, if it's just a useless comment criticizing me or putting down the channel, you can put them there. I don't care, you know, I'll take it. You want to put them there, put them there. But I'm not going to answer those. Okay, so if you say something constructive, and it doesn't even have to be a positive thing, you can make criticisms as long as they're useful criticisms that I can take on board and try to improve, you know. So if you want to give me suggestions of things that I could do better, that things that you don't like, feel free to do that. They don't have to be always positive. But if you just put in the comments, you suck, I'm not going to answer that, right? Because there's just no point. I'm not going to get into fights with people. That's your opinion, so be it, right? You want to put that there, great, but I'm not going to answer it. So that's what I mean by when I say I answer all the comments that warrant an answer. That's all. So if you're just curious why I end my videos with that statement, that's what the purpose is. So if you do, again, like my content, you know, give it the thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, click the bell icon if you want to be notified every time I release new videos. And as I always say, if you do want to support the channel and, you know, just show a little bit of extra support, totally up to you, don't have to. There is a link below where you can click on it and go and buy me a virtual coffee, which, you know, I can use to buy coffee, I can use to buy anything I want. Coke, as in drink Coke, not any other type of Coke, or, you know, put it towards buying games, that sort of thing, because at the moment I don't get any sponsorships, I don't get any free games, right? Everything that I play on my channel, it's bought by me, it's all done at my expense, my time, everything else. I get no revenue from YouTube, right? So the coffee link below is at the moment the only way that I can get any money for the content or the channel. So, you know, if you do want to show some support, you know, check out that link. If there are any problems with that link, let me know as well, because I'm assuming the link works. If you have any concerns with the link or the company or anything like that, let me know, because I don't know. You know, I assume that it is a trusted company. I assume the link works, anything like that. But if they don't work and you have tried to buy me a coffee and for some reason there's an issue with it, please let me know so that I can get it fixed. Otherwise, I have no idea. So there you go. I think I've rambled on enough. So hopefully the video's been sort of enjoyable. Hopefully it's been useful and informative. I thank you for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.